Hey, love. Today, we're actually going to be debunking any myth or any worry that you can't manifest your specific person because this is your reality. And if you've ever been told that it's too hard to do, that free will kind of stands in your way, or literally anything like that, we're going to totally disregard or get rid of any of these beliefs. They're all limiting beliefs so you can manifest in the quickest and easiest way possible. Because I can't tell you how many times in coaching sessions and comments and videos, things like that, people think that manifesting a specific person is harder than anything else, or manifesting a specific person goes against free will, or it's impossible, or can't be done, things like that. But that just isn't the case. And I actually had someone recently in a coaching session mention that their friend really did not like manifesting a specific person. And they mentioned a few different things, and we'll go into each of them. So they mentioned it feels like the wrong energy. It feels like they're messing or interpreting changing free will, or they said they tried and it didn't work. So the first one, the wrong energy. Many times when we are manifesting a specific person, we'll find that we try to manifest in a way that only just increases the past or previous state. Meaning, if you are attempting to manifest your specific person, but forgetting that we need to release that previous less than positive, desperate, depressed, or sad state, then we're going to be basically working around in the same circle. Because a lot of people actually misinterpret manifesting a specific person and think manifesting a specific person has to do with diving or thinking more about your specific person or feeling bad or feeling negative. Like imagine someone who just broke up from their ex, their SP, the love of their life, their soulmate. They're going to feel pretty down. But manifestation is actually the opposite of remaining in that feeling. Remaining in the feeling of sadness, depression, or the past literally is the exact opposite of manifesting a specific person. So because the first and foremost step to changing out of that is actually letting go, is actually moving from a state of sadness and depression, desperation, into a state of abundance, into a state of happiness. Because manifestation, think of the law of assumption, you must assume as if you already can do or have exactly what you want. So if you can't get into that belief because we're depressed or down or sad, then we actually need to focus on that first. Again, every time I talk about this, I always want you to remember that manifesting and being sad doesn't have anything to do with your manifestation. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel down. But at that point, I would actually take all of your focus off of your specific person and focus it on you. Just do something that you love, do something that you want. And I know it seems almost too simple to be true, but that is the case in our reality. When you start to align physically, mentally, emotionally with that end state, it comes so much easier. So the wrong energy is most likely due to a wrong manifestation. And so let's go into the next one and the concept of free will. So free will, if you guys have heard me talk about this before, is actually rooted, or the reason we think it's a problem is actually rooted in our own self-concept. We don't feel we are good enough because the concept, if you take someone's free will away, you are technically taking away an opportunity or causing them harm is like kind of the mindset behind that. But you're not causing your specific person harm. You're amazing. You're abundant. You're flawless. You're perfect. Who in their right mind would not want to be with you? And that's the thinking that pulls us out of this worry about free will. Because if we are definitely feeling as if we aren't the greatest and we're making our specific person like us, yeah, I can see how this thought or this feeling seems as if it goes against free will. But that's just not the case. You're not forcing your specific person to do anything. You are actually becoming the version of yourself that is irresistible, loved, and desired by your specific person. And really quickly, and I know you guys have heard me say this before, but I love this. I had to include it in this video as well. If someone were to give you $1,000,000, do you feel as if you'd be mad that they took your free will away to be in poverty? And you would say no, right? Instantly, you would say no. If someone gave me $1,000,000, I would not be mad that they took my free will away to feel poor or down or sad, right? Because you'd feel happy, you'd feel excited, you'd feel wealthy immediately. And so that's the same thing with your specific person. You're amazing. Do you think your specific person is going to be mad that you took their sadness away? That you gave them the best, most desirable, irresistible person on earth? No, that has nothing to do with it. And actually, my video, I know it was a longer one, so if you didn't watch the whole thing, that's okay. In the hypnotization of our, or basically being hypnotized to manifest overnight, that one I talk about this aspect of free will, and anything that you manifest then is like, if you take this phone, if you manifest a phone, technically then you take everyone's free will to have this phone. So how come we don't think about it in that way? But I think it really goes into this third aspect of this person tried and it didn't work. And if your friends say that, help them out. Don't outcast them. Don't push them away, because you are a master manifester and you have all this information. So if they tried and it didn't work, help them. Don't think that they're trying to intrude or be mean or be rude. They actually want to manifest more than ever. Anytime someone comes in and comments anything kind of negative or worrisome on any of my videos, I know that person is someone that really, really desires their specific person, because they want them so bad, it's actually causing them to get into a state of anxiety or worry, which leads to anger and fear, right? And because I think all of anger actually is rooted in fear. And so that's something we want to remember. But just because someone tried something and it didn't work doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you. It can work for literally everyone. All of our manifestations are alive within us right here and right now. There's nothing actually you need to do but assume the state. But I definitely would remember this thought or idea that manifestation or specific person manifestation is like manipulative, would have to answer to this question. So think about that answer. If people think you're going against free will, you're trying to manipulate or change people. Because I would say bringing love and abundance and more of it into our reality, how could that ever go wrong? But let's stick to this idea if anyone has ever said this to you. So the question is, so no one has decided who to date. And I know that sounds like a funny question, but is dating random? Do you just randomly end up with a person, like, without even thinking about it, without even feeling it? You like them or you don't like them. That's regardless of the situation. You just randomly end up with someone. And most of us are going to say, no, we do not randomly just end up with someone. So then this is the case. Then there is action to change the outcome, which again, you could term as the manipulation, right? So, and I know it sounds funny, and this is a really good example. And again, you don't have to help the people who say they can't manifest. Don't try to argue with them. But if you've ever worn clothes to look more attractive, you've technically manipulated the outcome. If you've ever driven to get lunch, you've technically manipulated the outcome. And the time goes on. If you ever think of your resume for your job. If you ever did something to get more experience, you've technically manipulated the outcome. And so we forget, and I think, again, this is all just an excuse, because I think people find it kind of difficult or challenging to manifest a specific person, when in reality, it's the same as literally manifesting anything else. It's the exact same thing. There is no difference. But when we worry, we look for an excuse to not align with that, or we look for an excuse to think, well, why can I just give up now, not put in the effort, not put in the action? And really, it's funny because it's not really even that much effort or action, right? It's assuming the state. It's the same thing of anything else you manifest. You want to manifest a cup of coffee, a glass of water, all of that is it's the same thing. And I know it doesn't feel like the same thing, but it's all because also we are connected to like this version of our ego. We're connected to who we feel we are in this current moment, and that kind of causes kind of what our limiting beliefs then happen to be. So basically, if we are identifying or have done something single or felt single constantly for the last month, year, years, then it's going to feel like we are heavily connected to that idea, or we're heavily connected to the assumption that we are someone who is single. But that is just not the case. So anytime you mention someone, it's the wrong energy, or if you talk to someone and they're like, you know what, you just need to move on from this person. And you can if you want. I'm not, I don't want to say do this or do that. But if this is something or someone that you want, then why would you give up on it? Right? Why would you change your mind? It's kind of like the same essence that if you do anything, here, I'll give you it in this way. So most of the time we mention, and we all know, if you don't do something, there's 100% failure rate. Right? If you don't do something, if I don't go to the store for this phone, it's impossible to get it. Right? So if I don't try, it's a 100% failure rate. But what we don't think about is the exact opposite. That then if something that you don't try is a 100% failure, something you do try then is a 100% success. And we don't think about it, because if you try it and you continue to change, you change your state, and you literally do not stop, even if you don't think about manifestation at a very logical, simple sense, you can't fail, right? It's like this, like the person, like, even if at the very essence you want to walk around the world, if you just keep walking, you have to accomplish it. There's no way you can fail. But obviously manifestation is not that. We give this essence walking around the world that it seems like difficult or hard, but it really isn't that difficult. It's all about the assumption. So remember, don't allow others to kind of get within your mind and change your belief or have you feeling like you can't manifest your specific person. Your specific person already wants to be with you. Again, remember the $1 million metaphor. If you received $1 million, would you be mad that you received it? Or that someone took your free will away from feeling in poverty? You'd say, no, absolutely not. So always, always keep that in mind, because when you show up for your specific person, when you assume it, when you know it, when you believe exactly what I'm saying, you will see your reality change just like that. If you did have any questions on this, or because I love these kind of questions on like, is manifestation, well, we know it's true and you can totally do it, but I love when people kind of question it, because manifestation is true everywhere. So every single question you can have about manifestation has an answer as to why it's working in a perfect way. But if you do have any questions on it, definitely leave them in the comment section below, or you can also reach out to me at kyleaugustcoaching.com. It's also where you can go if you feel like you cannot manifest your specific person, or it's impossible if you tried so hard. We're going to turn that around for you. If you know for a fact that you can manifest your specific person and you are absolutely going to do it, leave a thumbs up on this video and then make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you in my next video tomorrow.